think about the outlook for the cloud? Some folks say it's still the early days. Some say that it's here. Where do you stand as far as the state of the cloud?
At least for the next 5 or 10 years, it's a better computer architecture. And that's the key point. It's not that it's hot or sexy or cool. It's that over time, in the last 30 years, every 10 years or so, the industry evolves to a different way of running applications, and they call this computer architecture, and it happens because the new one is better. What's better about the cloud? It's the ability to access it everywhere, on any device, and we're all intrinsically mobile now, and we have lots of different devices in lots of different places. So the architecture of the cloud just makes a ton of sense for a whole bunch of reasons. And what that means is it's a better product. And that's the reason why it doesn't go back, because companies that adopt the cloud can be more agile, they can be more cost effective, and they can have better products. So over the next 10 years, it's all going to happen. Right now people talk about a bubble, and I think that's rubbish, because the cloud apps are valued extraordinarily highly. But the on-premises apps like Oracle and Microsoft, those companies are trading at 6 or 7 times cash flow. And what the market's saying is, you're not going to grow anymore. You guys are going to grow really fast. And that's the trend. It's early on, but it's happening really quickly. And the companies that are ahead of the trend, the market is saying they're worth a lot. And the companies that are behind the trend are just worth, what a low growth company could be in any mature business. And you're seeing that with Microsoft, Cisco, HP, all those companies.
And of course, cloud storage, enterprise cloud storage, everyone is buzzing about this. Share a little bit from your point of view, especially how you first got involved.
In both cases, a couple of appealing things. First is, they work on an individual level. An individual person can use Box, an individual person can use DocuSign. So that allows this kind of mass individual adoption, which is really key to building a big company. Then the second thing I liked is, the minute you see it, you realize this is inevitable. A lot of things, especially in enterprise software, well, maybe you do it this way, maybe you do it that way. It's not obvious, right? Once you sign a document with DocuSign, you're never going to print out and fax again. Just never, because it's a stupid way of doing it. I signed 3 term sheets or board consents in 10 minutes today just on my iPhone. Same with Box. Once you realize that you have your stuff in the cloud and you can get it anywhere you are and on your mobile device, you never go back to putting your stuff on the VPN where you can't access. So the second thing I liked was inevitability. You just look and go, this is the right answer, the other answer is wrong. So as an investor, you can say to yourself, this is going to happen. And then the third thing I like that isn't as obvious as the first two is this. In both of those companies' case, although the individual adopts it, sometimes for free or for relatively little money, corporations, enterprises will want to spend a lot of money to manage that process. Thus, for example, an individual signing something on DocuSign is effectively free. It's either free or $1, nothing. But a corporation doesn't want to just merely have people sign things. They want to manage the process of having people sign things. They're going to want to say, who's got authority to sign on our behalf? What companies can they sign for? Where do we store all the signatures, right? If they have, typical company can have literally thousands or even millions of signed documents a year. Managing that process, collecting the signatures, storing the signatures, proving that you got them signed, companies will pay a huge amount of money for that. So you have that nice combination of individual use, inevitability, and then enterprise, real value changing hands and real money being made.
Obviously, it is so critical to store these documents, and it begs the question about security.
We take security in both those companies extraordinarily seriously because we have to. If we lose everyone's signature at DocuSign or everyone's information at Box, we're doomed as a company. So it is a #1 priority. I always say in both these companies and all my SaaS companies, nothing matters in sales and marketing, nothing matters anywhere else except don't lose all the stuff, i.e. don't have a security breach, and don't let the operation go down, i.e. don't have a failure to operate.
Which companies or which trends should we keep an eye on that attracts you the most as far as companies that you're interested in investing in?
What we think the newer trend, which is still at this stage 3 years old, is the idea of underlying computing moving to the cloud. So not just a specific application, but literally for companies, all their applications. And what this means is companies are closing data centers and moving to offerings like Amazon Web Services. We think that architecture is inevitable at this stage. It's much earlier on, but Gartner recently did a report, a stunning report, that said Amazon Web Services has 5 times more revenue than all the other companies in the space put together. So we love that trend. We're looking for companies that benefit. The entire computing infrastructure has to be rewritten for the new architecture. So, whatever product, monitoring, security, all those products that worked in client-server land won't work in the next 5 years, so there's going to be new companies replacing them. So across the board in security, network management, application management, we're looking at all those spaces and we're pretty excited about that. So that's kind of the move to the cloud. That's probably the first thing. The second thing is the fact that most endpoints are now mobile, not PC desktops. And that's a very different application experience, and all those applications are getting rewritten, right? And one of the interesting things about that is, if you think about applications in PC land, Microsoft Office dominated, right? With the exception of Intuit's product, and Adobe had one product. Almost every other company died because Microsoft was able to bundle all the apps together in the Office bundle. You got Excel, you got PowerPoint, you got Word, whatever it was, they just put it in one big bundle and sold it that way, right? What's interesting about mobile, first of all, Microsoft isn't as dominant there. And then secondly, people don't bundle. I don't think Microsoft Office gets replaced by mobile Microsoft Office. I think it gets replaced by lots and lots of companies building different specific apps, and we think that's very interesting.